right, welcome to the Digital Social Hour. I'm your host, Sean Kelly, and I'm here with my guest today, John Singson. How we doing?
Hey, man, doing good. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you again, man.
Thank you.
So last time we didn't get to dive into your story. Could you give everyone a quick intro on who you are?
John Singson, for you guys that don't know me, I came from a very political family in the Philippines, but I didn't want to shadow on that success, so I came here in 2008 and it started here in the United States and, start making my money here and my own footprint here.
Nice.
Yep.
So your grandfather was nicknamed the Kingmaker, the gangster governor. How long was he running the Philippines?
He did a lot of terms. I think I don't remember the exact numbers, but he's been a governor there for a long time, and his brother's serving now. But we have 20 plus family members that are in the government currently sitting right now.
Wow.
Yep. They call it a dynasty, but I wouldn't say that. It's just like whoever's performing well, and that's good for the government. It doesn't matter if it's dynasty or not, It could be an undynasty and like a fucked up government. So.
Right. And you mentioned it's super dangerous there. One of the things you started building out is bomb-proof vehicles, right?
Yes.
So it could literally take a bomb straight to the vehicle and it wouldn't
straight
explode?
to the vehicle. It won't explode. It wouldn't even move.
Wow.
Yeah.
It won't even move?
It wouldn't even move.
So you could shoot an RPG at the vehicle, right?
Yeah,
now?
we could try it.
Let's try it when I go over there.
It's tried and tested. Yeah.
That's insane.
Maybe
man.
it moves an inch or two.
That's still crazy.
Yeah. So
because I've heard of bulletproof, but bomb-proof is like another level.
Yeah, it's a bomb-proof vehicle.
Another thing your grandfather does is hunt.
Yes.
So he would go to Africa. He would hunt animals. He would get permission, of course.
Yes, of course.
And I guess regions were facing overpopulation issues, right?
Yes.
So he would go there. What animals have you seen him hunt?
Oh, I've seen him hunt the top 5. Rhino, lion, tiger, elephant, and hippopotamus, I think.
Whoa.
Yep.
And
Go ahead.
how do you take down these massive animals? These weigh thousands of pounds.
I think he uses a couple of shotguns and different types of bullets.
So he gets
to take them down.
close.
Yeah, he gets pretty close. Yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
actually waited 5 years to be on the list to be able to hunt in that type of dimension.
Wow. Did he have any close calls where he almost got screwed?
No.
Okay.
No.
And then you take the dead animals and you put them in a museum in the Philippines, right?
Right. We have our own museum right behind our backyard where he lives, and all the stuffed animals are there.
Wow.
The ones he killed.
Have you gone hunting with him?
No.
Sounds pretty dangerous, man.
It is.
He goes there alone, like no
Yeah.
backup?
No, there's tourists, of course. I mean, like hunters that tours you in there, and it's like it's actually like a program they have in Africa, but only the people that's like exempted. I don't know how they manage that, but it's picked.
Right.
Not everyone gets to go. I think even Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt waited longer than my grandpa did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they went and did the hunting as well?
Yes, they did the hunting as
Interesting.
well. Yep. I don't know about Angelina, but I think Brad Pitt and his crew did.
Right. And you also have some interesting pets that I want to get into. So,
yeah.
So you own a liger, right?
Liger, yeah, it's a mix of a lion and a tiger.
How did you get one of those?
That was also from Africa.
Okay.
Yep.
So how did you fly the animal back to the Philippines?
We actually chartered a plane.
Really?
I mean, we have our own planes, but we had to rent like bigger planes to get them in there.
Wow.
Yep.
And your grandfather owns 6 private jets, right?
Yeah, 6 private jets.
That's insane. So you guys got a lot of wealth over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. I
But you
guess.
left that life. I'm curious why you left your family and all that wealth to move to the States.
Well, for me, it's like building my own legacy, right? I didn't want to shadow on their success, and like I mentioned before, it's when everything collapses, only you can help yourself. I mean, the more spoiled we get, the dangerous it is for us. So I kind of like, manage my own thing here in the United States and go from there.
Right.
Yep,
So you said it was dangerous. Were you facing a lot of sketchy situations when you were living over there?
Of course, yeah, because being in the political world, political family, I wouldn't say we were targets, but when your rivals are also in the politics, it could be dangerous. But I'm lucky. Not so far, so good.
Wow. So people were making threats at you, basically.
Oh yeah, yep. There was one time that They were threatening me. I don't know how they got my phone number, but they were telling me like, "Hey, we're just around the corner.
Mm.
If I were you, don't go out." I'll be like, "Okay, let's see. Where are you at?" They
Wow.
never showed up.
That's
I
kind
mean,
of
because
scary.
a criminal would never do that, right?
Right. They wouldn't
would,
give you a heads up.
yeah, they wouldn't give you a heads up.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna give them a heads up too that I'm coming.
So your grandfather had 20 plus girlfriends,
Yep.
over 40 kids.
Yeah.
What did you learn growing up around that environment?
I learned growing up about that environment, I would say is if you can provide, why not?
Mm.
But at the same time, I mean, it's up to the girl too, right? If they're giving permission, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, when I feel like having open relationships going to be the new thing in 50 years.
Mm.
Not for me because I'm married, but it's going to be like a good ratio of
Right.
people doing that.
So
Because
you're an advocate for open relationships. You think they could work?
I think they could work for some certain people because it's already going on right now with certain religions,
Mm.
right? So
Which religions?
I think Buddhism, and
Okay.
some
I didn't know they allowed that. Interesting.
Muslims,
Because
right?
Christians believe in monogamy, right?
Yeah, they do. They do. So it's certain areas.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones, but I had a couple of friends that perform it like that, and they're healthy. They're
Mm.
they're in a healthy relationship, and I don't see myself doing it, but if it ever comes down to it, I could see like I feel like it would be more problematic for me,
Yeah. I
because
just see so much drama.
yeah, so much drama, negative energy,
Yeah.
and like things can go wrong. And imagine your girlfriend being banged by another woman. I mean, by another
Yeah.
man. I mean, if it was a woman, it'd be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the woman.
Depends on the woman.
Yeah. If it was a man, definitely not though.
Yeah. Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, you mentioned like they'd be at the same dinner table with each other.
Yeah.
So they all knew about each other.
Yeah. Sometimes I would just come over and they would just eat all together.
Wow.
Getting along, and they're all provided for. They all have each their own houses. All his kids go to like very nice private schools, and
Mm.
like I said, if you can provide, it's you're not leaving the child in the street.
But
That's better, right?
yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah.
You also own 27 giraffes.
Yeah, 27 giraffes. They also came from Africa. Actually, it was like a 5-year wait.
Mm.
Our family, well, my grandpa ordered them, but we had to wait a long period of time for them to get shipped because they were being hunted. And also the permits and stuff and the licensing, it's not a joke,
Right.
So this is all legal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all legal.
I'm curious, how do you feed a giraffe?
You feed them with trees.
So you
With
have to
branches.
literally buy trees and
Yeah.
then plant them.
Exactly. So in our backyard, the people that we have there, our guests we welcome, they can feed them.
Wow.
It's kind of like an Africa style. Sometimes we have like a breakfast area in our hotel, and the giraffe would just put his head in the window, and then you could just feed it while you're eating breakfast too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah.
I've also seen you pet a lion. So you have pet lions as well?
Yeah.
And you don't
Lions.
get nervous when you go to pet it?
Not really. No.
Wow.
Nope.
Because I just feel like they could snap at any moment, you know?
Yeah, I'm more scared of a Black Panther to
Black
be honest.
Panther.
Because it could be like it's really unpredictable.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's a rare breed.
Interesting.
Yep.
What's your next animal that you want?
For me, I don't know. I haven't thought of that yet. I don't know. We have almost everything in our zoo, so
That's crazy.
yeah.
So you also helped bring Miss Universe to the Philippines, right? How did that happen?
Yeah. So in 2016, we negotiated it with certain countries, and my grandfather put like $1 million down, non-refundable, and they could still back out, But after that, it went through. It almost didn't go through because I don't know what was going on then, but
What year
Yeah.
was this?
2016.
Okay.
So he had a sash, saying Mr. Universe. It was cool.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
It was one of the biggest events in our family, in our life, because we're big advocates of tourism. We believe that if we did that, which we did, it would bring back a lot of money. And the more money we have, the more capacity of help we could do to the community.
Right.
Yep. So
Would you say it's safe living in the Philippines outside of the political scene, just in general?
as long as you have a bomb-proof vehicle, you know, you're good.
I don't think anyone could get that.
Yeah. No. It's safe. It's pretty safe. I mean, with the president now and the recent president, it's they run the country pretty well. And
Okay.
certain areas, it's just like here.
Yeah.
You know, it could be anywhere. Could be in Beverly Hills and blow your house up, right?
Right.
But Philippines is a third world country, but it is the happiest country from what I know and what I feel and what I see. I think I'm gonna retire there.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. Certain parts of the world have a lot of happiness, even though they don't have wealth.
Exactly. Like my story, you know, my dad's side, I'll be upfront, they're very, very wealthy. They have all this crazy background and unlimited wealth. But then my mom's side, she grew up kind of poor, like just an okay, you know. And sometimes I'd feel happy just hanging out with my mom, you know,
Right.
versus my dad, my grandfather. Sometimes the president might just be coming over and I have to, you know, act a certain way,
Right.
get dressed and be stiff.
Yeah, yeah.
But with my mom, as long as we eat three times a day, you know, we're good.
You valued family on
Yeah.
your mom's
So
side.
I see that as a blessing, you know, both sides, and being in the middle gave me that equilibrium.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you want to raise your kids? Do you want to be the strict parent, or do you want to be like your mom, more lenient?
I want to be like the strict parent to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but also give them the opportunity to, you know, discover themselves, because a lot of us don't even know our capacity and who we are.
Right.
That's why we limit ourselves on the daily.
Yeah.
So I want them to just be who they are and discover themselves later on.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes
sick.
I don't even know myself, you know. I'm still trying to figure out what my capacity level is. I keep pushing every day.
Right.
And sometimes you feel like this is your level and you can only be at this level, but the more stress and the more business that come your way the following days, it makes you stronger, and you didn't think you could survive,
Right.
you know. So that's why problems are good.
I agree. I like putting myself in uncomfortable, unfamiliar territory.
Exactly. The more
Yeah.
comfortable
Most people
you
run
are.
away from it.
Exactly. I think comfort leads to depression.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
It does. That's why I try to do try to be manageable in different ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to talk about how your grandfather built up Manny Pacquiao's legacy. Can you walk me through that
Oh
story?
yeah. So when Manny was young, of course he didn't have money. He was poor. He was in the streets selling what he could sell, like fish, like different, I think newspapers or cigarettes, whatever he could sell for like a peso, 2 pesos, 3 pesos, and that's like maybe half of a cent here in America.
Wow.
And sometimes he would just have water to sleep because there's not enough money for food. So I salute Manny Pacquiao very much because he's one hell of a fighter in and outside the ring. And he weighed so light, I think 98 pounds or something. And there was a tournament that was, I think you have to be 105 or 102 or something like that. So he had to put little metal pieces in his shoe to qualify.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how hungry he was for boxing, and that's all he knew how to do. And you know, growing up, my grandfather would help him connect to the higher ups and sponsor him in many fights.
Wow.
And from there, we just stayed connected with him. And now they work in the government before, because Manny's the senator
Yeah.
and my grandfather was the governor.
Wow.
And yeah, that's good.
How did he find him? Just on the streets, right?
Yeah, just like maybe Manny's team looking for, you know, sponsors and money, and just being connected to the right people, and they just bonded, and from there they just clicked.
Wow.
Yep,
He went on to become one of the greatest boxers.
greatest boxers. That's why I'm at the MGM a lot. You know,
Yeah.
MGM Mansion is where we stay, and yeah, it's a nice
That's
place
sick.
there.
What
Yep.
about Ryan Garcia? How did you get close with him?
Ryan Garcia? His team reached out to me because I'm very good friends with Mike Tyson. I invested in Tyson Ratch, which happened to be like a little bit of challenge, but we
That's
earned,
the weed company, right?
yeah, but we earned the relationship, and from there they reached out to me because they knew I knew a little bit of celebrities, so When they were setting up the podcast, I was just kind of bringing guests in there, and from there we just clicked.
Nice.
Yep, Tyson and I have been friends for maybe, I think 2017.
How did you become friends with Mike Tyson?
Investing in Tyson Ranch.
Okay.
Yep.
So how did that investment come on your desk?
It was brought to them by their team. I got an email from a sphere of influence, and I met them that day. A week later, I studied the numbers, and the numbers didn't make sense because me doing real estate, I'm used to fast money,
Right.
but I invested because of the relationship. You know, it's worldwide.
Right.
You know, so that's how that happened.
Yeah, deals like that, you'll make way more just having the relationship
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
than off the actual
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah. A lot of people would pay millions just to know, like, let's say the Prince of Saudi Arabia and not expect anything back.
Yeah.
But, you know, what that'll give you in return is way more than your money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of your friends own private jets, but why did you decide to own a private submarine instead?
The submarine, man, that's I don't even know. We like, you know, we're just like, we just buy things, and every time we get some type of money, it's just, you know, our hobby.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you been in it?
Yeah, I've been in it.
Underwater
but
in it?
No, not underwater. It was
You don't trust it?
No, I don't trust it. It's like a cubicle. I can't breathe, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not too big, but you know, a submarine is one hell of a different vehicle that can it was pretty cool. But I
feel
never
that.
been it.
Yeah.
Underwater.
I would get anxiety, I think, if I was
Yeah,
in it.
I know. Yeah.
It's kind of
I-
like flying, but worse, because if you die while you're flying, it's going to be instant.
Right, right.
But if you
right.
die under there, you're going to drown to death.
That's what my wife always say. You
Yeah.
know, if the plane's gonna crash, and this is a weird prayer to Jesus, but she always pray, crash it in the mountains, not underwater.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
That's probably one of the worst ways to go out, to drown.
imagine that, because it takes you at least what 10, 15 minutes of pain,
Yeah.
right? Rather than just blow up and
Yeah.
done. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's
tough.
crazy. I mean, wow. I wonder.
I want to touch up on the real estate stuff because that's how you make a majority of your income, right?
Right, right, right.
So, how did you first get started in it?
First I got started in it by well, I growing up, I see my dad's side, you know, building a lot of developments in the Philippines, and it motivated me to like, oh wow, you know, real estate is really the key, because that's how they got rich, you know, our family. And from there I got my license in California, and every time I would buy real estate, I would just flip it in the market and keep it on going, and then I would just diversify it and invest it in different other things
Right.
and businesses. So yeah, I started with flipping houses.
So, like
know.
quick flips under a year,
Yeah,
right?
quick flips under a year, like I mentioned before in our podcast. Like,
And were you buying the house in full, or were you putting
yeah,
like 20%?
some of it depends on the price range.
Yeah.
20% down, mostly in the beginning, but later when I had money, it would be cash.
Wow. Because you'd get a bigger discount.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're paying 10 points a year, 2 points up front when you get the loan. Right there, you're 12 points down the drain. And if your margin's only 30%, you're already giving away half.
Wow.
So, you know, cash is really king.
Right.
You know, that sounds common, but nothing beats cash. But cash in the bank is trash.
Right. It
So-
depreciates.
Yeah, it depreciates.
Yeah. And now there's some banks going bankrupt too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because cash is trash.
Yeah.
Yep. They
So, what's your
bankrupt them.
strategy with this upcoming recession? Do you see it hitting the real estate market hard?
I think so. It's gonna hit it hard. I mean, we have brokers meeting almost every other day, and my strategy is to keep my reserves. Keep my reserves, because I mean, what are the odds for the past 60 years? I mean, 40 years maybe. With the studies we did, recessions only last 2 years. You know, if you already know your certain bills every month for your mortgage and for all your expenditures, right? And you already made the money prior to that, life will come easier, you
Right.
know, because it won't catch you. You already have money for the future. So that's my strategy, kind of like be conservative on the investment side. But
Yeah.
again, if I see a good deal, the rates for me doesn't really matter, you know, because you could buy a property in the shitty market, but as long as the price is right,
Right.
you know, you're good.
Are you scared of the US dollar collapsing?
No, because it'll teach me where to put my money. You know, it's just like saying, "Are you scared of the weather or like the rain? When it rains, I'm gonna get my umbrella."
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it goes.
So you're not worried that China dropped it, a few other countries dropped it.
The more they drop it quicker and sooner, the more we could strategize.
Mm.
So, you know, if we have to buy gold, we buy gold. We have to buy Bitcoin, we buy Bitcoin,
Yeah.
you know.
What are some good investment opportunities you see over the next few years other than real estate?
AI.
AI?
AI. I think that's going to be number one. It's going to damage us a lot in a certain way, but I think that will be for the next 20, 30 years,
Mm.
you know.
What are you doing with AI currently?
Nothing. It's just like the things that I see right now that gives convenience to a lot of people.
Mm.
The more convenience you sell, the more money you make.
Mm.
And I see it help a lot of people, and it created a lot of diversity too, with other investors that want to invest in that space. And I think robots will beat humans. It already is,
In what sense?
as far as being tired.
Mm.
Can you work 24 hours a day?
No.
That's what I mean.
Facts.
Yep.
Are you scared of AI entering the real estate space and taking over?
Again, if it takes over, I'm going to diversify into different things that I think I can make money on. Real estate's not the only thing out there,
Right.
right? So I've seen people like you, right? You made a lot of money on the mask,
Mm-hmm.
and you never thought when you were 15 years old, you never thought you would do that, right?
Right.
So it's just the adjustment when the storm comes,
Mm.
and adjustment is very, very important to my life, and
Yeah.
I could adjust pretty well. That's why I try to make all the money now, so later on, whatever happens, I have that backup to, you know, diversify and attack it in a different strategy.
Right.
So we'll see. It's just like, you know, for example, I'm a boxer fighting a UFC fighter. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, but if I train UFC, I can beat him.
Mm.
It's just adjusting.
Right.
Yep.
I noticed you said a lot of your family went to private school.
Yeah.
Do you plan on sending your kids to public or private school?
They already in private school.
Okay.
Yep.
And why did you decide that?
Because I feel like that's a good question. That's a very, very good question. I feel like I want to have them surrounded in how do I say this? Better community,
Yeah.
I guess, because you know, people in private schools, obviously their parents have better jobs, better careers, and if my kids are around that atmosphere, it'll help about 20-30%. I mean, it's still who they become when they are adults, but at this young age, it's very important for them to be at a certain habitat.
Right. And how did you vet the school you sent them to?
How did I what?
How did you research the school you sent them to?
Oh, we did a lot of research with different private schools, just online,
Okay.
and picked the ones that are top rated,
Got it.
you know, and we'll see how it goes, you know. Sometimes the only thing I don't like about school systems are, you know, they tell your kids when you can't take vacations or, you know, when you can. So I was considering doing a private school all the way, but they've been to private tutors too, but we're still weighing our options.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, public school, I mean, I didn't learn much. I went to public school
Yeah,
and then I went to university, which is a whole nother debate. That's really expensive. And I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
Why not?
It's you learn at the same pace as everyone around you, right? But some kids learn quicker, some kids learn slower, some kids have different learning styles entirely. Like I'm a very hands-on learner, so I learn better with like a mentorship or actionable stuff. I don't like learning from textbooks,
Gotcha.
and I like learning from videos. So I just didn't learn much in school, and also the topics they teach are not relevant to business.
Yeah, they're not, because they try to keep you in that gray line.
Yeah.
You know, that's why teachers are like, man, they are the government. You know, if they teach you how to make money, there won't be any student loans. How are they gonna make money?
Yeah.
So they have to keep you in that certain bound, you know. But for me, I like going out of bounds.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I try to become on the gray line and, you know, try to be like not manipulative, but I can kind of like strategize.
Yeah.
You know, in a different way and try to adjust. Adjusting's number one, like I mentioned.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I dropped out of college too. I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to go
yeah.
out of bounds a little bit.
Wow,
and
what were you
take a risk.
taking?
So it's funny. I couldn't get into the business school
Mm-hmm.
because my GPA was too low.
Wow.
So I was
really?
I was in the arts school.
That's crazy.
And
art school.
yeah,
You thought it was gonna be easy way out?
it was the only
it says art?
It was the only one I could get into. So I was trying to transfer
That's
into the business school,
crazy.
but I couldn't pass calculus.
Oh my god.
You needed to pass that to transfer.
That's insane,
Yeah.
man.
And then last year I did a talk to all their marketing students.
wow.
So everything happens for a reason.
That's crazy.
Did you go to college?
No.
Why
I'm not a believer of school either.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I feel like for our kids, the fundamentals and the foundation in the beginning and the discipline, like, you know, it's good. I mean, but as far as what they teach, yeah, it's not. I mean, why does a doctor have to go to art school when they were young? You know,
Right.
they could just be like an expert of what they've been doing since, you know, day one. But they have to be a certain program where the government can make more money.
Right.
Because, you know, the more money they make on the student interest loan, the better for them. That's how we live this life. We're revolving on debt.
Yeah.
Imagine
The country
America.
has so much debt, right?
Yeah, so much debt. So I feel like, imagine this, they're giving you a job, let's say a teacher, policeman. They're going to give you a job that pays you $70,000, $80,000 a year, but then they put you in a $300,000 student loan. It doesn't make sense.
No.
It's going to take you years to pay that back. At the same time, it's, you know, the control is there. The government has to control you, because once you become uncontrollable, you know,
You'll
they
end
don't
up
like
with-
entrepreneurs
Yeah.
because we pay the least taxes.
Right.
Right.
Trump paid like 0.
0.
Yeah.
He might get a refund. Let me give him a call, ask him real quick.
Yeah. Are you worried about social media and the media's influence on your kids?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
How
That's
do you
gonna be-
balance that?
I balance that, but right now I'm not allowing them to use social media. At 4 and 5, they don't even know anything, you know.
So you won't allow TikTok, Instagram?
It depends. It depends. If it's monetization, why not? You know, there's a lot of people that became a doctor that makes $300,000-$400,000 a year, and there's TikTokers that make a few $1 million a year.
Right.
If they're making it in a good way, you know, why not? That's still a good thing to teach the kids how to utilize social media in a correct way.
Right.
But right now, there's a lot of kids that's using the social media with a slutty way. You know, they post their ass, their tits, their whatever they have their piercing on, and
Right.
they get paid by that. They're selling the soul. But if it's correct marketing and it's formal and decent, why not?
I feel that.
They can monetize it. Yeah.
Do you believe there's certain celebrities and powerful figures that have sold their soul?
Oh yeah, I believe so. I'm not going to mention the names because they'll keep me in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know, it's very obvious. You know, once they sell your soul to the devil, they deliver this message through the radio, through their music, get money back through that, and you know, they keep influencing our children with that.
Wow.
You know,
That's scary, man.
it is. It's very
Yeah, 'cause
scary.
I've heard a lot of A-list celebrities have done it.
Yeah, this microphone right here is worth trillions of dollars. Imagine talking like this to 500 audiences. Everyone can hear you. You can make money after that. But imagine talking with this. It can only reach one person.
Right.
So this microphone, the camera, can keep you in danger, but at the same time, it can make you a lot of money.
You saw what happened to Tate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. What do you think about Andrew Tate?
I've heard of him only, but I don't follow him like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just got out of jail, I think, but he looks like
Yeah,
a
he
changed
served,
man.
right? And
yeah.
they said there was no proof of what they were trying to blame him for.
Yeah.
But his voice is so huge, right? So that's why they try to keep the microphone off for the truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what are you working on next, man?
Right now, I'm working on many things. Real estate will always be there, but a lot different things with the government and real estate developments and working with these fighters and other businesses I try to focus on.
Love it, man. Any closing words of wisdom for the audience?
What should I say? No? Close, nah.
Where can people find you?
They could follow me on Instagram,
Okay.
John Singson, Facebook, John Singson, they can see my projects there and what's going on with
Love
my
it.
daily life. Yeah.
All right. You heard it here, guys. Digital Social Hour. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week.
See you. Thank you.